Hello. So you're looking to sell your vehicle and you realize you have the title, but you're missing an important document. You need a bill of sale to actually complete the transaction of your vehicle. Well, in this video, we're going to take a look at filling out a simple bill of sale to complete the transaction for your vehicle. Hello, my name is Vincent Punt, Vice President of Laws Online. And today we're going to take a look at downloading a sample and a simple bill of sale that you can get from your local library. Go to your library and you ask for the law check legal form for a bill of sale. You can download it and you can edit it and follow along with this video. So go ahead to your local library and take this chance to download the bill of sale document that we're actually going to use in this video. It's relatively simple and quick and easy. Now, this isn't a substitute for legal advice. We will always recommend that you get local. Find an attorney who's local and close to you to actually help and complete this bill of sale. But what we want to do is educate you of what goes into a bill of sale so that it can make your vehicle transfer more fluid. You can join the 1.3 million Americans who every month transfer a used vehicle and need some form of bill of sale. When you go to the local library to download this document, you can also pick up the related article that has information on your local state and what is required for you to complete your transaction in your private bill of sale, in your private vehicle transfer, using this bill of sale. So once you get a chance and you download that bill of sale, let's go through the actual document on what you're going to need to fulfill this transaction. Now, while you're downloading it and preparing, a bill of sale is like a receipt and a contract combined. It's to document the transaction of of actual property from one party to the other. In this bill of sale, it's going to reflect the transfer of your vehicle from one party to another. That's what the focus of this bill of sale will be. So let's take a look at this document. It's pretty straightforward and simple. If you'll take a look and open it up, it says this agreement between blank. Well, let's go ahead and fill out you're the seller. So in this case, I'm putting in Mr. Blank of, and I'm putting in the address of Mr. Blank where they live. You, the seller, would put your address. 331st Street, Southeast, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. And then it's hereafter referred to as seller. Second, we're going to put in the buyer. This is an individual who's has taken a look at your vehicle and has decided that they want to buy it. So let's go ahead and put their information in here right now. John Doe of 4211 Glass Road, Cedar Rapids, Iowa, 52403. And this is the buyer that we're going to be using in this particular sample of a bill of sale. That completes the first section, who the parties are, the seller and the buyer. Now we're going to take a look at the motor vehicle information. This is somewhat specific so we can describe the property in detail of what is actually being taken place. This motor vehicle, we're going to use for a sample, a 2017 Chevy, which is the make, the actual manufacturer, the model, an Equinox, and then the VIN number. Here we're going to put in a VIN number, and it'll be what you find on your actual vehicle that you're selling. The color is silver. The trim level is the package. Was it a premium package or a base or a fully loaded? This one is a base package. If yours is fully loaded, go ahead and put fully loaded. Now the style. Is it a sedan? In our case, it's an SUV. So we're going to put SUV in there. It doesn't have any striping or any marks on the actual vehicle that would identify it as unique. So there's none. Any add-ons like a sunroof or a trailer hitch? No, we don't have any, so we're going to put none. If you do, please put it in there. Finally, some notes on the vehicle. We're going to say it's in good condition, no rust, no really noticeable dents in the actual vehicle. You've now completed the second part of this bill of sale. You've identified the motor vehicle specifically, down to its VIN number. So now we have some other items in this bill of sale that you can use. The property, for instance, in number 1 is sold as is. This is important for pretty much any used vehicle. You're not the manufacturer and you're not a distributor. That's a car dealer that's really working on selling and buying cars. If you're a private seller, you're selling the car as is. You're not making any warranties. You've allowed the buyer to check it out. You've allowed him to kick the tires. This is your chance to say, I'm not warranting this vehicle. It's as is. And that's what's important. You're saying, I'm selling the vehicle as you see it. You can take a look at it, you can review it, but for this price, it's a private sale as is. Then that comes into part 2, seller warrants. This is a warrant that you have the title to the vehicle, that you are the owner of the vehicle, that there's not a hidden mortgage on the vehicle, that there's not a hidden owner on the vehicle. So that is what you as a seller want to warrant in this part of the bill of sale. Next, you're going to take a look at the purchase price. We're going to go ahead and fill in here the amount, about $5,000. We're actually going to allow this buyer, they want to buy it in 2 payments. First payment's going to be cash or money order. And the second one's probably going to be a check. So we'll circle both those. Next, we're going to talk about the default. If the buyer does not complete the second payment on this motor vehicle, then there would be a default. And the full payment would be due at once. The interest rate, if they are late in paying, or if we are working out several months for this payment, it's going to be 5% per annum. And that's per year. Now, we shouldn't get into a yearly transfer. Most bill of sales, it's recommended it's cash up front for the full purchase. This one is a sample of doing it in installments. Most of the time, you're going to want the full payment on the day of delivery. But in case you do make it in installments, it's a friend or family member, then you want to maybe add some interest rates for it. Delivery of the property. This is important. The address that we filled in at the very top of this bill of sale is where the delivery will take place of this product, of this actual item of property. It's a movable property, so we want to say where this transaction is taking place, and we're referring to the address above, and we're going to put a date in here. We're going to use September 5th, 2024. You want to use the date that you are going to actually make the transfer of the vehicle and the location. There's an area called acknowledgement. Both the buyer and the seller need to initial this page to accept the terms of the first page of the bill of sale. Now let's go to page 2 of this bill of sale. Now it is federal law, and in most states it's required, you have an odometer disclosure statement. This is included in this bill of sale. And in many states, depending on your jurisdiction, you also have to put the odometer reading on the title when you take it down to your Department of Motor Vehicle or your local Treasury Department, wherever you're taking it in your local county or district to transfer the title. You'll put the odometer reading most likely on there too as well. Item number 7, odometer disclosure statement. This is important. Only the seller needs to sign on this part of it. Only the seller needs to make this affirmation. I, Mr. Blank, the seller of 331st Street Southeast, Cedar Rapids, Iowa, declare that the above stated vehicle with the information below has a current odometer reading as follows. Only the seller needs to put their information here, not the buyer. But we want to include the odometer reading here, which is federal law. And we're going to go ahead and put in a quick VIN number to reflect that it's the same one as above. We're going to put the color, silver. It's year 2017. And we're going to put an odometer reading of about 72,000 miles, 72,753. Use the odometer reading that you have on the vehicle at the time of this transaction. You can handwrite that in, doesn't necessarily have to be typed. Then you're going to acknowledge you, the seller, are responsible for having accurate odometer readings and to make sure that the odometer was not adjusted. You must sign on that and affirm that it had not been altered. The buyer will be the witness to witnessing what the odometer reading was at the time of the transfer. Finally, we get into a piece of this document, this bill of sale. The buyer and seller will follow any state or local requirements in the state of, and place your state there. We're happening to place it in Iowa, for the transfer and the title of this vehicle. With the guidance of the state laws, the seller will cancel any insurance, license tags, plates, or other registration when this transfer takes place. And that's always recommended that when a vehicle is transferred and there's a new owner, that the current owner cancel their plates and other items such as insurance with that vehicle. Now, follow your state guidelines, and the easiest way to do this is to go to the local library, look at that law check form on bill of sale. There's links to your local state and region. If you look at the law check article on bill of sale, you can find where you want to make those adjustments. That's all in the library. Once you find your state, you can click on it and it'll have more information about how you would actually go about the transfers and if you can cancel the insurance or make any adjustments to your license and registrations. Again, that's state specific. And the final thing that we're going to do on this bill of sale is add the effective date. We're going to use the 5th day of September 2024, and then we're putting the time at 10 a.m. Now, the seller will sign, put your phone number in there. It's always recommended to have the phone number. It's a nice ID, and some states actually do require them. And the buyer put their name and phone number. They sign it, and this is the signature area, and then they can put their phone number. Some states and jurisdictions may require a notary, not all. That's up to you whether you have a jurisdiction that does require a notary. In this particular case, we don't necessarily need one, but some states might. You've completed your bill of sale. That's all there really is to it. It's a very straightforward and easy document to fill out. Not a lot of major hidden items, but it's a good document to have to reflect the transfer of this property. That's what this bill of sale is going to do. It's going to show payment and a transfer of property to a new owner. Now, in this bill of sale, remember we had 2 payments? The title is going to be handled separately. So the bill of sale will be used, and we recommend you either make 2 copies of the bill of sale during the transaction, or you take your camera phone and you actually take a snapshot of this bill of sale after it's been filled out. But both parties should have a copy of this bill of sale, the purchaser and the buyer, or should the buyer, I should say, and the seller, pardon me, and the seller. Both parties should have a copy of this. So it's recommended when you go to the library to download this law check bill of sale that you go ahead and make 2 copies. So you can fill out 2 of them so each of you have one, and each of you sign a duplicate of it so each of you have that bill of sale. That is pretty much everything that you need to do. We always recommend that you get local when you're dealing with legal documents. This is not a substitute for legal advice. So when we say get local, it means you use your local attorneys to find and actually fill out this information. Your local attorneys are easily found on Laws Online. So go ahead and find that local attorney, and you'll be able to complete this bill of sale relatively quickly. Thank you very much for watching this Laws Online video on the bill of sale. If you have any other questions, don't forget to check out your local library. Thank you and have a great day.